And next we have Lord of Creation, The Universal Struggle, book number 1, written by Lawrence Blackwood. It is 317 pages, $2.99. It is available on Kindle Unlimited. And here's the author's description. When the thrilling lands of the RPG come to life for Donovan, monsters, dungeons, experience points, and leveling up, he is amazed. Never in his life could he have imagined the mysterious and exciting world that awaited him. After conquering a dungeon to rule for himself, though, things get real. Stronger and stronger enemies are arising, and the messenger from the underworld brings a horrifying notice. He and his dungeon are about to be brought to the underworld, where even his astonishing level is on the bottom of the totem pole. Then, just as soon as he thinks everything is going well, or at least as well as it can for somebody living in the underworld, he loses it all. But from the ashes, a new power burns through him. A power only the most powerful titans have ever dreamed of wielding, the power of creation. But alas, nothing is as it seems anymore. All alone in the darkest places imaginable, can he survive? And I guess actually that describes a good 40, maybe 40% of the novel. And honestly, that description is a lot better than the actual story. That's what it comes down to for me. Overall, this is just kind of a mess story for me. It feels like a serial story, or like this, I forget what it's called, like this stream of consciousness writing, or it's also called writing by the Pantsing, I think it is, for writers, where it's just like a story that's just written and it continues on, and there's not necessarily a formulated plot for this story. Just a bunch of stuff kind of happens, and it starts with this like XP grind, it moves into this dungeon master stuff, and then it goes to hell, like literally the underworld. Then there's like this real hard reset, and then some minor kingdom building. And eventually, towards like the end of the story, there's an attempt in the novel. There's an attempt at a story with the villain, but by then I honestly didn't really care about anything. And most of the novel really is just stuff happening. There's the RPG mechanics; they exist. This is absolute Liberty story. That's not in question. And they're decent. There's nothing like particularly super amazingly special about them, but there's nothing bad about them either. But it's just that all the connected pieces, just like there was no cohesion. There's no reason for them to be together other than the author thought it was going to be fun. And for him, maybe it really was. And from some readers, it may really be enjoyable. For me, it wasn't. I didn't see a reason to care about the main character. And while some of the individual ideas or pieces may have been interesting, it was hard to like want to continue because I didn't see a point or a place or goals other than just existing and fighting for itself. I was like, okay, it's one of those things about slice of life. It can go really well, and that's what this kind of is. It can go really well of just things happening when you have other things to care about, like the main character has a great background, or he has amazing goals, and that's something to care about, or great world building. And none of that just existed here. And that was just kind of sad and disappointing. For me, it's just not entertaining at all. So, just kind of a mess story. Gets a score of 5 out of 10 for me. Lord of Creation, The Universal Struggle, book number 1. Again, not a bad story. There's no like technical writing problems as far as I recall. It just wasn't entertaining, even for me. And I really, I don't have super high boundaries to be entertained. But even for me, it's like, okay, this just wasn't, it was just kind of meh. So there you go. Score of 5 out of 10 for Lord of Creation, The Universal Struggle, book number 1.